Welcome everyone, it's Deborah here again from Alicante on the Costa Blanca in Spain with another Dichroic pendant video. Now I have a lot of etched glass stickers which you're supposed to use with an etching cream like Etching. And I had an idea of another way to do etching using these stickers. So if you don't have any cream but have got etching stickers, and maybe you could try with other stickers as well that you might have bought for maybe card making or something like that from a craft store or similar places like these, for example, which I got from a local store. I'm going to show you 3 different pendants, slightly different methods. And at the end there's going to be a 4th surprise pendant which gives a method that you could use possibly to transform some of your failed pendants from previous projects. So here I have some butterfly etching stickers, and we're going to imagine we were going to etch as normal with etching cream, and so I'm going to pick my piece of glass, decide what shape I want. So I've got this rectangle of glass here, and I'll make it into an oval, I think, make it a little bit more interesting, and put my butterfly etching sticker onto this glass. So I'm just finding an oval that's the right size for the butterfly to fit inside, and then I'm going to mark the shape on the glass with a Sharpie and cut that out, and I'll get back to you when that's done. So once you've got your shape, decide which of your etching stickers or other stickers that you've got that you want to use, and use one of these picks or tweezers or any other way to get the sticker off the paper and onto your pendant. Line it up in the centre and then just gently burnish it with anything. I'm just using some scissors here. Because they're quite blunt, but just so that you get a good fix, and just be gentle not to rip your sticker. And it's particularly important that your outside edges are firmly stuck down. This is going to be the guide, your guide to etching. So I'm just speeding up this bit. So when that bit's done, how are we going to do this? We're actually going to use our Dremel to etch away the dichroic glass, and we're going to use this sticker as our template. Now these stickers are obviously not designed for this, but they are quite robust, and I have found that as long as you're not too heavy-handed, and you don't need to be heavy-handed, a light touch will take the dichroic off. You can use these stickers as a guide, and they will protect the dichroic underneath, and you will expose, in this case, the black underside as if you were etching. So let's see it in action. So first of all, you need your drill bits. These are a selection of drill bits that come with the Dremel. Some have got like little round heads on them, some have got flat surfaces, and you can also buy them separate in a box like this off the internet. And I'm sorry, I don't know where I got these from, bought them a long time ago. So they'll be useful for a variety of stickers, shapes, sizes, and you can use any of these. And I've got a variety here, starting quite big and going down to smaller for fine work, but one around about this size, and you'll see it's rounded at the end and flat on the sides, but the rounded ones do just as fine. This is what we're going to use to start off with. If I need to get finer, then I will. So I've got a little pot of water here just to help keep it cool, because we don't want to dip the actual pendant in the water, because the sticker will start to come loose. And just very gently, you see I'm hardly touching the dichroic. We're going to take off the dichroic with the Dremel, and these are diamond headed bits. Now you can overlap the edges of the stickers. They are quite robust. You'll get the feel for it. You'll see if you're going too hard on the stickers. If so, just lighten up, but just go as light as you can to start off with, and you'll find that the dichroic will come off and the stickers won't get damaged. And they provide a lovely template to give you a nice clear line. And I'm just going to try and zoom in here so you can see a little bit better. So you get the idea. So I'm just going to fast forward now towards the final part of the process. Okay, I'm not finished yet, but I'm just going to put a finer head, a finer drill bit in my Dremel. There's just a few little edges that I want to tidy up. I mean, it's not too bad as it is anyway, but for the purposes of this video, I'm just going to tidy up a few of the edges. So I'm dipping it in my water now, pretty much so that you can see the black of how well it's actually taken the dichroic off. Still want to take some more off around the edges as well, but I'm just going to go back in there slightly to tidy it up. I just want to say as well, your Dremel's not going to get so hot because you're only doing it very lightly, so you don't need to dip it in the water too often, but just do it now and again just to preserve your drill head. So I'm just speeding up this bit again, and you can hum to yourselves if you want. Thank you for subscribing and liking and turning on notifications. It takes me hours literally to make these videos, and obviously all the preparation and firing in the kiln takes hours as well, and it just takes a second for you to click the subscribe button, and it does help me to continue to make these videos for you. So thank you very much, and my budgie agrees with me as well by the sound of it. Okay, that's done. So I'm going to take off the sticker now. Haven't finished yet, but the rest of the outside I can do without the sticker on. And you can see that's come out pretty good. As good as etching, I would say, without the mess and without the having to pay for etching cream. Yeah, so I'm just going to finish off the edges around the butterfly, and I'm just going to carry on etching, but I'm just going to feather it. So I still leave a little bit of dichroic around the edge. I just want to make it sort of so it's not all black, the background. So I'm going to try feathering it. And there we have it. So it's just ready now to have a cap put on it and full fuse. So I'm just going to cut a clear cap to go on top using the same oval template, and the base was 2mm. The top, the clear top, I've used a 3mm piece, so they can just be fused on a full fuse together, and we shouldn't have to do any cold working. It'd be 5mm, but it'll be okay. So that's it, clear cap cut. That'll go on there like that for a full fuse, and yep, it's looking good. So here we are out of the kiln, one lovely butterfly etched pendant, and no cold working required. It's come out a nice shape. So yeah, success. And just as a comparison, this one on the right was actually done with etching cream, so just wanted to show you how crisp and clear you can etch using etching stickers and a Dremel. So here's another project using, this is silver on clear, and I'm going to put it on a lovely colourful background. But again, we're going to use the same method. I'm going to use an etching sticker to put on, and then I'm going to use the Dremel to etch it. This time I'm going to use a different sticker, and I'm going to use like the reverse of the design, if you like. So it's not the outside framework of the sticker, which you can just take off in one piece. This is all the little bits that are left on the inside when you've taken one off, bearing in mind that the areas that have the sticker on are going to protect the colour. So the bigger the areas with stickers on, the bigger the area of the colour that will show. So to do this, and I'm sure you have seen this before on the internet. So I'm taking a little bit of masking tape or painter's tape, and what I like to do is, because it can be quite too sticky, is take a little bit of the stickiness off. I want it sticky enough to pull the little pieces off the backing sheet, but not that sticky that they won't release back onto the pendant, and it's finding a happy medium to do that. So just keep pushing the pieces onto the sticky tape and pulling the sticky tape back until they start to stick to the sticky tape. And it's a bit of trial and error to do this, but persevere. And rolling the tape back sometimes helps it stick a little better, and you can actually see which pieces are going to stick and which aren't before you pull it off. It is a fine balance. You can burnish it like I'm doing now, but you want them to come off, but you don't want them to stick too much to that sticky tape, or you're going to have a problem putting them back onto the piece. They'll be too stuck to the sticky tape to come off. So just a little bit of patience is required here. And you see this rolling motion that I'm using, that seems to work the best. Go slowly, and when you get a little bit that it appears is not going to come off, just go back and with your nail or a bit of pressure and get it to stick to the backing sticky mask. Now you have to line up, because you probably can't see through your piece, to try and get it as central as possible. If you've made your piece a little bit bigger, it doesn't matter if it's a bit off centre, you can grind it on the grinder afterwards to centre it up a bit better. So now we want to get it to stick to the other piece and come off the sticky tape that we've just been trying to get it to stick to. And again, it's the same process, and the rolling of the tape really does work better this way round, because it's like when you're rolling it back, you're almost like pushing it onto the glass at the same time. So you'll find it comes off your masking tape a lot easier, because the underside of it should be stickier now than your masking tape. Now I'm going to burnish it. I've just got some blunt-sided scissors here, so I'm just burnishing it on, particularly around the edges, because they're going to be the ones that are going to be susceptible to the Dremel. But you will find that they have got they're quite thicker, slightly thicker on the edge of the pieces, which is going to be good for this method. So you don't want to squash that bit down too much, but just to make sure that they're stuck like you would as if you were going to etch with etching cream. So now that's ready to be etched with the Dremel. So here we go, same as I showed previously. So I'm going to speed up this bit. So once this one is complete, I'm going to show you another one, which I think you'll find interesting. And then at the very end, there's a little bit of an experiment that I did that produced another one. And these are to give you ideas. I'm sure you'll come up with your own ideas. Obviously, you'll have different stickers to what I have, and there are people out there with a lot more resources than I've got. So these videos are mainly to give ideas, different techniques, that sort of thing. And then I'm sure the artists amongst you will be able to develop some nice pieces from these ideas. I'm not a very artistic person, but I do have ideas which I like to share. So that's finished. This shows better on black. If there's any bits that I've missed, and if I pop it in the water, I'll just get rid of the frosted effect temporarily to make sure that everything's okay, and you can see all the little bits that you might have missed. But it's looking pretty good at the moment. It's just a few little, you can see the colours of the Dichroic, any bits that you've missed. So there's just a little bit of tidying up that I'm going to do on that, and this is where you can use your smaller bits on your Dremel to get into the fine lines, which I'm just going to do now, but it's not looking too bad at the moment. I'm just going to go for a smaller bit then, just to tidy these edges up a little bit. And I'll be back in a jiffy in your time. We'll just check that again on the black. Make sure that's finished. And now we can take all the pieces off and expose the dichroic underneath. And there we are, stickers off. Nice crisp clear lines. Very pleased with that. So it's amazing what protection those stickers provide. Obviously you have to be careful, but you can pretty much go over them and they'll survive to a certain extent. Now it's just a question of what background to put on it, and you've got a variety of options, haven't you really? You could just put anything. Silver goes pretty much with anything. So the orange looks nice. This patterned cobblestone looks gorgeous. You could even put it on a plain bullseye colour. But I've opted for this chopsticks pattern because it's got some lovely colours underneath and I know it fires well. So I'm just going to cut out a base and I'll be right back. And abracadabra. And now I'm going to cut a clear piece to go on top. So there we have our 3 pieces. They're all 2mm, which gives us 6mm. So they're going to go in on a full fuse and come out as a very pretty pendant, I hope. Watch this space. Here we are. Isn't that lovely? Really shows the colours underneath. Nice crisp lines. Quite fine the lines are, because I guess it doesn't take as much dichroic off as when you etch, because it doesn't get right in there. You've got a certain restriction with the stickers, but I prefer the fine lines. So I thought it would be nice if we did one that got the exact same base as the one that was etched with cream, so we could get a real good comparison of the difference and whether the etching with the Dremel provides as good a result. So normal procedure, I won't bore you with it again. I'll just cut this bit out and go straight to the finished result. This is it with after it's been etched and the stickers removed. Now onto the final piece with the cap. And here we are. Lovely success. I'll put my firing schedules in the description as normal. So the base was 2mm and then I put a 3mm thick Tector clear on top, which created 5mm, which is okay. It's fused fine, doesn't need cold working. It's just ready for its bail. The dark shadows in the background are part of the pattern of the dichroic. The actual etching lines are perfect. And again, there's your comparison with the etched one, which again has got slightly thicker lines. for the reasons explained before, but otherwise, yeah, pretty good. This is just a quick section to show you how you can revive a failed pendant. I'm sure we've all got pendants like these that haven't quite worked out the way that we wanted them. These are obviously Dichroic, raw Dichroic tops. You couldn't do this if it was capped. But you know, you've got there's lots of black in between these sections that doesn't make it look too nice. So I thought we'll add a few dots to highlight the Dichroic sections and merge the black into the background around the dots in an attempt to sort of hide the black and transform the pendant, which you may find a good idea for some of your failed pendants that you've got sitting in the drawer that you don't know what to do with. Obviously it doesn't have to be dots, it can be any pattern or shape, but it's an option for you to use. So I'm quickly going to stick these dots over the Dichroic area, bearing in mind that's the area that's going to be protected. So I'm going to find the Dichroic areas that I like and that have got little bits of black around them already, and what I will be doing is etching around the circles, incorporating that black and just leaving a nice shiny Dichroic dot. So I'll quickly stick all these on in the pattern that I want and etch it, same procedure as before, and we'll see what comes out. There you go, that's the pendant with all the dots on. Now I'm going to go off and etch between the dots. So it was a bit tricky and I did have to hold some of the dots down whilst I was engraving around them because some of them tended to shoot off. Because being such a small area, they couldn't get much adherence to the base, but I managed to do it and this is what it looks like. Not the best example, but it's okay. The main thing that spoilt it really is the half dots on the left hand side, because the other half of them are blue, so they are actually dots, but the blue doesn't show up very well against the black background. So they're the final 3 pendants. I haven't stuck the bails on yet, I've just put them there to show you what they're like. No cold working required on any of them. I haven't fired the other pendant as I wanted to get this video out. It's taken me literally ages to make this and it's a long enough video as it is, but I would just put that back in on a full fuse as these have been. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you'll join me for my other videos. I've got another one coming out very soon, nearly finished it. And please subscribe, like, hit the notification button, and more importantly share the videos if you've enjoyed these, if they've inspired you and given you some ideas. I'm sure there's plenty of ideas that can be gained from using this method beyond my imagination. It's great when everybody's imaginations get together because that's how we develop and come out with all sorts of different ideas and combinations. So look forward to seeing you again in my next video. Until then, bye for now.